Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Scorpio. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Scorpios, please. All right, your person is showing up as the Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy. They're also showing up as the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. They're viewing you as the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy. And the connection, we see the Six of Swords. So this is a connection that's going to bring you peace, that's going to feel like home. And I think that's going to be mutual. We see the Seven of Cups. All right, so that is Scorpio energy. Some of you may meet this person online or through dating apps. The Seven of Cups can sometimes be or indicate that for me as a reader. But the Seven of Cups also indicates that you may know this person, Scorpio, from a place where other people are. So for example, like it kind of feels like there's always other people around you too. So it could be like, you work with this person, you have mutual friends in common, you see them at the gym, you see them, someplace you like to go, like a bar, club, restaurant, something like that. Or maybe you meet them at some sort of party or celebration, but it feels like there's other people around you. Now, the Magician tells me that this person is going to check all of your boxes, and she's one of my absolute favorite magicians in all of my decks because she's just so elegant. She's just so put together. She's comfortable in her own shoes. She indicates like luxury, elegance. But this is someone who's done a lot of healing work, and there's magic around this person who's going to just really tick all of your boxes here, Scorpio. All right, so we see the Star in reverse. This is going to be a tower moment for both of you. This is going to be an unexpected connection for both of you. All right, and we see the High Priestess in reverse, Cancer, Pisces energy. This is someone who's going to be very open, very honest. I feel like you're going to know how they feel about you just by looking at them. Okay, like I kind of get like they kind of read like an open book. And also, my Scorpios out there, you're so highly intuitive, so you're just going to know. Now, obviously, the High Priestess in reverse can be a secret admirer who's ready to tell you how they're feeling. Someone who's been spending a lot of time wondering about you, fantasizing about you, thinking about you. Now, they may be a little bit unsure of the future here of this connection. Maybe they're worried about other options, or maybe they don't know how you feel, or just because this is such a powerful and intense connection. But I like the High Priestess in reverse because I do feel like this is someone who's going to make themselves accessible to you, Scorpio. And the Page of Cups in reverse. Some of my Scorpios, this tower moment, meeting this person, might feel a little bit too good to be true. So you might not be fully trusting it at first. All right, let's see what else we need to know here. What else do we need to know here, please? All right, we see that this person is passionate. There's never a dull moment with this type of person who enjoys life fully. They could be an exciting lover. Okay. We also see that they're solid, they're strong, they're dependable, they're predictable. All the things, right? And they could be a Virgo, or they could have strong Virgo in their chart. So a planner and an organizer, they may have a tendency to overthink and to overanalyze. And we do get confirmation there with that Magician card, which is Virgo and Gemini energy. And Scorpio, you're going to love this. Your person is deeply committed to your connection. They're strong, and they can be counted on to have your back. Now, they're coming through as having water in their chart. Maybe Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, but somebody who's loving, nurturing, intuitive. Somebody who's been waiting for someone just like you. All right. And we see this is going to be love at first sight. Like I said, you're going to clock that too, Scorpio. Getting in touch. They might play it cool, all right? But I think you're going to know just from the way they look at you, the way they talk to you, like that they're enamored, that they're smitten here, all right? And we see they love to experiment. They love to try new things, do different things, take adventures. And we see Scorpio, this is someone who's going to be very loving, which absolutely tracks with that Queen of Cups energy. So somebody very loving, very nurturing, but also somebody creative, somebody experimental. Someone who, like I said, is like that you're going to clock how they feel about you, that it's love at first sight. You're going to know it's a tower moment, but you might not fully trust it. Like, you're going to know how they're feeling, but you might be like, in true Scorpio fashion, let me see if this is really, they are who they say they are. Let me see if this is, if it's too good to be true or not. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. What else we need to know. Okay, sudden wealth in reverse. Some of you, this person, they've worked really hard for what they have. So I do feel like this is somebody who's successful, somebody who might have a large social media following. They might have their own business. They might be like a CEO, a manager, whatever they do for a living. But this is somebody who's worked really hard for what they have, even if some people might see them as being an overnight success. The Lover's card, strong passion, compatibility, soulmate connection here. All right, and we see main female showing up in reverse. Now remember, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are, there's an innocence here to this person. Some of you, they could be a single parent. But with this main female energy coming out in reverse, I do feel with, and also the star card, that Aquarius energy in reverse, tells me that this person may have in some ways thought they would never meet the one, or they would never meet someone that they really felt that they wanted to marry or they wanted to be with forever. And I feel like you change all of that, or you are just such a tower moment for this person, in the best possible way, it feels like. All right, let's see what else my Scorpios need to know about this person. What else do my Scorpios need to know about this person? They spend their money quickly, so they do have money to spend. They make something valuable with their own hands, so they may be really good with their hands. That could be gardening, that could be cooking, that could be knitting or sewing. It can be fixing things, creating things, art, music. Maybe they've built a business from the ground up. All right. We see communicating their feelings comes easy for them. All right, and we see they called you the other night. So some of my Scorpios, you may already be in touch with this person, but of course that's not going to be for all of you. And we also see that they have a triple syllable first, middle, or last name. So with the Tower here, Aries Scorpio energy, this is how they're viewing you. They're viewing you as a tower moment. Like, you're a total shock to the system here, Scorpio, in the best way. I feel like they didn't know that someone like you existed. All right. All right, the Page of Pentacles. They know that you are also analytical, that you may overthink or overanalyze, but really with the Page of Pentacles, it's just about being prepared, being detail-oriented. And the Two of Cups in reverse. They're going to feel like the decision is up to you, because Scorpio, this person is all in, love at first sight from the minute they meet you. And I feel like they're just kind of waiting with bated breath for you to give them the go-ahead, or to say, okay. All right. But it's interesting, Scorpio, because you are not all in. You're just discerning. And I feel like Scorpios naturally are suspicious, and not to say that you're guarded in some terrible way or anything like that, but I'm a Scorpio moon. I get it, right? We don't always trust right away, even when something feels amazing. And even if it does feel really amazing, we'll be like, all right, let me pull back and just let me make sure, right? Am I seeing everything right? Am I looking at this through rose-colored glasses? So I do feel like this person is going to be waiting for you to make the move, and I think that you're going to be a little bit more hesitant than this person, especially if they come on kind of strong, or how much they like you. But this person, is seeing the Ace of Cups with you, potential for love. I think they're seeing and feeling and sensing forever with you from the get-go here. All right, Scorpio, so I love this love at first sight energy. Let's see what else we need to know. What else do they really like about my Scorpios here? And some of my Scorpios, you might be in a place where you're not really even thinking about a long-term commitment. You're just, enjoying the single life or not particularly focused on love. So that could be your hesitation too. Yeah, this person sees you as a mother. So some of you could be a single parent, or this is someone that wants to have children, or, it's just you give off this loving, nurturing, patient energy, this unconditionally loving energy, a joy in giving birth to life, creating new things. All right, and they see you as the destroyer. Scorpio, you just rock this person's world, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. So they might meet you at some sort of important point in a transition in your life here, or you might meet this person while you're cleaning up your side of the street, kicking bad habits, going through some sort of powerful transition, preparing for something new, a move or something like that, or right after you've moved, starting a new job or starting a new health and wellness routine or something. But yeah, you are just like, you are going to rock this person's world, Scorpio. And they see you as this prince archetype, romantic charm and potential for power. Yeah, so this is also, very romantic energy. And yeah, you're just like, you're a force to be reckoned with for this person, Scorpio. I don't even know what to do. Like, I'm feeling flabbergasted here, but I'm picking up on their energy. But with the Six of Cups, it's an energy here of like, there's peace and calm. So I do think that like once we get over the initial shock here of this connection, the Six of Swords tells me that it's going to be really easy to move forward with each other. It's going to be really easy to fall in love with each other. And there is a feeling of peace and a feeling of at home with one another. All right, so we see integrating past lessons. This connection builds upon wisdom you've already learned. So it's like, you're in this place where you've healed and cleared a lot of karma. So it's like you're not repeating any past mistakes. And that's why this feels a bit different. All right, we see redefining expectations. This connection reshapes what you thought connection should look like. Alignment replaces fantasy. So again, love might look very differently than you're expecting with this person. Okay, and we see this connection highlights where balance, clarity, and self-honoring choices are needed. So to teach healthy boundaries. And again, maybe some of my Scorpios, you are going to have to put up healthy boundaries with this person, because I see them being like so into you, but I don't see it being like, like stalker obsession energy, but you know what I'm getting at. And this person is discerning about their energy and time, so loyalty is expressed through care. So again, what I do think is quite interesting about this very high vibrational person, Scorpio, is they're discerning about where they put their time and their energy. And I think this person is most likely somebody who has other options, but they turn a lot of people down. And you more than make the cut, right? You more than make the cut. You make them feel probably how a lot of other people feel about them or have felt about them. Like they really want you. They really want this. It's like they're overcome with emotion, desire here for you. And I think that's kind of like a switch in roles for this person. Again, you're a force to be reckoned with. So let's see. What else do we need to know about this person or this connection? What else do we need to know about this person or this connection for my Scorpios? Okay, so we see friendly support. So fairies, guides, and friends give aid. Okay. All right, we see you are worthy. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person. Yeah, it's like what I'm getting is with friendly support, you might meet this person through friends or when there are a lot of friends around. But you're being guided to one another, and you are worthy. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person. I've got two people here who are in the right energy, who don't need a relationship, don't need each other, but it's going to be about wanting, and it's going to be about adding value. All right. And we see divine timing, so a serendipitous event. Okay, so this is going to happen unexpectedly. And Scorpio, yes, this is your soulmate. So you have found your romantic counterpart. Beautiful. Beautiful energy here. All right, let's see. Any important dates or times for my Scorpios, please? Any important dates or times for my Scorpios, please? There have been delays, okay? And we do see this month. I am doing this reading in the month of May, but whenever you're watching this, it's happening, unfolding, or you're meeting this person this month. All right, Scorpios, love and light. Take care.